So Hollywood has a new rising star. But get this, she's not even human. Yep, in this explainer, we're diving deep into the whole controversy around the industry's very first AI-generated actor.
And really, this whole thing kicks off with a single question, one that's tearing Hollywood in two right now. That's the super provocative pitch for Tilly Norwood. And just like thousands of other hopefuls out there, she's on the hunt for an agent to launch her career.
Okay, but here's the massive catch. The one thing that sets Tilly apart from literally everyone else. She isn't real. She's not human. So let's unpack who, or maybe what, Tilly Norwood actually is.
Tilly is, from the ground up, a 100% AI-generated product. She was created by a Dutch company called Sequoia, which is billing itself as the world's first AI talent studio. And they're not thinking small either. They're actually pitching Tilly as the next Scarlett Johansson, a totally new kind of star for the big screen.
So you can probably guess what happened next, right? The second Tilly's big career launch was announced, Hollywood's creative community didn't just have a few things to say, they exploded. The backlash was instant and it was intense.
And leading the charge, for sure, was the Screen Actors Guild. I mean, they did not pull any punches with this statement. They're basically saying, look, Tilly Norwood is not an actor. They see her as just a computer program, one that was trained on the work of countless real actors, and here's the key part, without their permission and without paying them a dime. Sean Astin, who's the new president of the Guild, he really hammered this point home. He's getting right to the heart of the ethical problem here, right? We have to make sure credit is given where it's actually due.
And it wasn't just him. This feeling was shared all over the industry. The actor and director Natasha Lyonne was even more blunt, calling for a full-on boycott of any talent agency that even thinks about signing on to this. She called it deeply misguided and totally disturbed. Wow. So, this really lays out the two sides of the coin, doesn't it? On one hand, her creator says she's AI talent, the next Scarlett Johansson. But on the other, the Guild says no way. She's a computer program, not an actor, and she was trained without permission. It's a fundamental clash over what Tilly even is. Okay, so that's the backlash. But what about the person who actually made Tilly? Her creator, Aline van der Velden, has a totally different perspective. For her, this isn't about replacing actors at all. It's about creating a whole new kind of art.
Yeah, she responded directly to all the outrage by basically reframing the whole thing. She argues that Tilly isn't an actor, but a piece of art. And you know what? She says that just like controversial art in the past, the fact that Tilly sparks this huge conversation, well, that in itself proves the power of the creativity behind there.
So, her whole argument is basically, hey, we need to think about this differently. She says AI characters should be seen as their own genre. And the act of creating Tilly, that's not just pushing a button. She says it's an act of imagination and craftsmanship that takes time, skill, and tons of trial and error, a lot like an artist drawing a character or a writer crafting a role from scratch. And this is where it gets really interesting. While Hollywood is up in arms, a chunk of the public seems kind of fascinated. Tilly's Instagram has blown up with over 33,000 followers. So while the insiders are outraged, a lot of people out there are clearly curious. Now, this whole firestorm around Tilly Norwood didn't just pop up out of thin air. Not at all. This is really just the latest battle in a much bigger, much longer war being fought over AI's place in Hollywood. I mean, just look at how things have been escalating. You had the huge SAG-AFTRA strike back in late 2023, where AI safeguards were a massive issue. Then in 2024, the film The Brutalist stirred up debate for using AI in its dialogue. Fast forward to 2025, video game actors got a new contract that requires permission for digital replicas. So you see, this has been building and building. Tilly is just the latest case that's really testing these brand new rules.
So if you strip away all the tech jargon, all the legal contracts, what are we really talking about here? This whole thing really boils down to one single fundamental question. What is authenticity?
Sean Astin put it perfectly. He said, the sum of all of our emotional experiences in our life, artificial intelligence can approximate it. It is not real. His point is that an AI can mimic emotions, it can run the numbers, but it can't be real because it's never actually lived a life. And that's the human element, right? According to the critics, what AI lacks is, well, everything that makes us human. It can't draw from real-life experience. It's never fallen in love. It's never mourned the death of a parent. It's never felt that stomach-dropping terror in a dangerous situation. These are the things that actors use to build a real performance.
things a machine can only ever pretend to understand.
And that leaves us with the big final question. As this technology gets better and better, what defines a performance? Is it the real, messy human experience behind the character, or is it just the final convincing product we see on the screen? It's something we're all going to have to decide.